It's in a Halloween spirit. It's just going ooh. Hello everyone. Today we're going to be creating a neural network library from scratch. Specifically, we're going to be creating a recurrent neural network from scratch. I really need to get better at these intros. We're moving on. I've already coded another neural network library from a while back, but this is just kind of like a standard vanilla neural network. So I want to be able to take the neural network that we've already coded and we've already been using in Excel. And I want to go ahead and turn that into code. I think all I'll have time for is just forward pass. I'm not really too sure if I'll be able to do backprop today, but we'll see what happens. One thing I did want to quickly just go over is I don't think I implemented momentum properly last night because I trained it for about 2000 epochs. It looked like it trained for a bit and then the error just went up. Let's take a look at what the outputs were. Yeah, this thing's broken. It's in a Halloween spirit. It's just going ooh. Yeah, so I think something's broken. I could spend more time trying to fix it and trying to figure out what's going on, but I'm tired of Excel. Kind of just want to get into some code. Let me just take a look at how I did this before. I'm just trying to see if I can build on top of this or if I have to start completely from scratch. Yeah, I think it'll be a little different though. Let's start something and we'll just see where it goes. Now what I'll do is I'll kind of just go line by line and try to, things like the inputs, the expected outputs, and other parameters that we've implemented in Excel. I'm just going to translate them from Excel into code. So it's been a while since I've worked on this library, so I'm a little fuzzy on everything I've done. Probably would have been best if I commented too, but I'm still kind of learning how to comment. So now that we've kind of copied or we've gone through, we've determined our inputs and our target. What we're just going to do is we're going to implement our weights for the RNN, and then we're just going to start building out the forward pass. So when we built our RNN, we had 4 by 3, 4 rows, 3 columns. From this gibberish, what I can see is that not only do we have weights, but it's also automatically adding bias, which for LSTM really isn't the case. At least for like the weights that connect the input to the hidden layer, they don't have a bias, but I wouldn't mind having a bias added onto the hidden layer weights themselves. So once that is done, we then need to add an activation function. And then we have the next layer. Shoot. No, this one's slightly different. I do kind of want my library to be a little similar to what the industry convention is and what the industry uses. If it closely matches how people would set up and initialize and train neural nets in the real world, then using my library is not only beneficial for me, but it's also beneficial for anyone else who decides to use it. So we have our array, and in our array, we're going to have our weights. So I'm going to call these weights 1. We also have, let's call this activation pool, and then we have weights 2. We have another activation, and then we have weights 3, and then weights 3, because they're the final ones, we'd have to tell it to do a soft max. So we're going to need another activation. Okay, but then the problem here is with recurrent neural networks, this technically is not a thing. That's the problem. So that just breaks the pattern. Why don't I do this? Why don't I get rid of that? This is what I'm trying to get at. What it allows us to do is it gives us some flexibility. So let's say, for example, we want in the future, we want to create a multi-layered RNN network. What we can do is we just come up in here and we just add more, something like that, right? That is how we're going to build our internal neural network array. So it was a rough start. I had to remind myself how my original neural network library actually works, and that took a lot longer than I expected. Then there was an issue of the fact that an RNN, the way the RNN is structured is quite different from the way a normal neural network is structured. And so I spent some time trying to figure out how I'm actually going to implement this in code. So I've drawn it out. I think I have a good game plan for tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to come back. We're going to spend some time going through, trying to code again, and hopefully we get this up and running tomorrow, or at least we get forward pass up and running tomorrow, and then maybe Sunday we then do backprop, and then we have a hopefully working RNN by Monday, and then we can spend some time doing some troubleshooting, bug fixing, yada, yada, yada throughout the week. And hopefully we can also start LSTM next week. So that is the plan. I will see you guys tomorrow.